Archaeologists from the Dutch National Antiquities Museum in Leiden and the Museo Egizio in Turin in Italy have discovered a tomb in Saqqara that dates back to the time of Ramses II and is estimated to be around 3,200 years old. So the tomb was located near the famous Step Pyramid of Djoser. Archaeologists from the National Antiquities Museum in Leiden have been excavated in this area for more than 50 years. This latest find shows that there's still a lot in the area to be uncovered. My name is Kaylee, and I'm going to tell you all about this latest discovery, of which most of the information is actually in Dutch. So it's quite hard to find for people who, don't speak my native tongue. So I'm here for you. I'm gonna tell you all about it. The team of archaeologists from the Dutch and Italian museums have been excavating at Saqqara, where they unearthed a grave tomb that belonged to an official named Paneshi. Paneshi was actually an Egyptian noble who bore the title of chief servitor of the Aten temple of Aten at Amarna, also known as Akhetaten. He also bore the title of second prophet of the two lands, and he was the seal bearer of Lower Egypt. He was quite a high official from the time of both Akhenaten, probably a high official during the short reign of Tutankhamun, and later on a high official during the reign of Ramses II. Paneshi owned two houses in Amarna. One was located near the Temple of Aten, and the other was located in the central city. Paneshi also had a tomb located at Amarna that was among the tombs of the nobles, although the tomb has suffered great damage and his body was never found there. What's most interesting is that this particular tomb that they now have discovered was actually excavated already in the past, but has since disappeared under the sand again. The mummy cast of Paneshi is actually located at the National Antiquities Museum in Leiden, the Netherlands, my country, although it was never really clear where it had been found. There's just a mummy cast with his name and his titles. This latest excavation at Saqqara at this tomb might hold clues as to whether his mummy cast was located here in the past or not, since it's quite unclear if it was ever located at Amarna, because that tomb has been greatly damaged. The tomb consists of a small temple building in a courtyard. This actually spans an area of 13.4 by 8.2 meters, and there are 3 chapels, a court with columns, and the shaft that leads to the underground tomb. Almost all graves at Saqqara consist of a small temple with a crypt built in the rocks below it, or they have several underground burial chambers. The walls at the tombs in Saqqara are often decorated with relief plates and various murals that provide archaeologists an insight into the funerary rituals of the Egyptians and the way in which they honored and commemorated their dead. This was, of course, the same at this latest discovery. So the tomb walls are made of mud brick. At this point, we could have expected that. And they're decorated with colorful reliefs preserved up to 1.5 meters in height. The reliefs show Paneshi and his wife Baya, who's also called the Singer of Amun, which is quite a lovely title, if I'm going to be honest. Other depictions on the walls show priests and sacrificial bearers. On the walls in hieroglyphs are the texts that mention Paneshi of Memphis and steward of the temple of the god Amun. Differently worded, but still same title. So as most of you watching this video will know, Memphis was a very important city at the time when this tomb was created. The researchers believe that Paneshi may have lived here and he may have been born here. One of the reliefs on the walls depict Paneshi and his wife Baya at an offering table, where a priest, depicted as a bald man with a leopard skin around his shoulders, pours water in honor of the deceased couple. The hieroglyphics at this scene say that this priest was Pi, the scribe of the sacrificial table and secondary to Paneshi. This title suggests that Pi was a subordinate of Paneshi and that he was responsible for the funerary rites of his master. This is actually quite a little bit unusual. In ancient Egypt, it was customary that the funerary preparations would be carried out by the eldest son. But since this was not the case, the researchers here suspect that Paneshi and his wife Baya had no children. A fun fact to note, real quick, a relief seen from Saqqara at the National Antiquities Museum in Leiden from the same period shows the name Pi, scribe of the offering table. It is unclear if this is the same person. The archaeologists can't confirm this with any certainty, although it is quite a striking resemblance. Pi, however, was quite a common name from that time. So this will probably remain unclear, although it could very well be the same person. East of the tomb, as I mentioned earlier, the researchers found 4 small chapels. One of these chapels bears the name Yuyu, who was apparently the golden foil maker of Pharaoh's treasury. At his tomb, there are various colorful reliefs. They show a funeral procession, scenes in the afterlife, the worship of the mother goddess Hathor, and the ship of the local god Saqqara. One of the 4 chapels has carved representations that strongly resembles the tombs of Maya, who was a high official from the time of Tutankhamun, and his wife Merit from Saqqara. The researchers actually suspect that the artist who created these depictions in the chapel may have seen these images at the tombs of Maya and his wife Merit at the time, and that they were inspired by them. Although, you know, this cannot be confirmed, it's just a highly educated suspicion, which I like. I like highly educated suspicions. Saqqara may be mostly well known for its many archaeological finds. It's nearly as famous as Cairo and Luxor to the general public. And yes, Boris had to meow through that sentence. I don't know why. Of course, as many of you watching this will know, Saqqara was the burial place of Memphis, which used to be the capital of ancient Egypt. And of course, the most famous Step Pyramid of Djoser was built here during the 3rd dynasty of ancient Egypt. The Step Pyramid that I've mentioned numerous times on my channel. I've actually created quite an extensive video on the Step Pyramid of Djoser all the way back in 2020. I'll actually put it as a card in the upper right corner for you to watch. And I've seen the Step Pyramid of Djoser myself last October when I was touring Egypt with NEXT, you know, from adeptexpeditions.com. adeptexpeditions.com. Yes, I screamed that a lot while I was there for that month. I'm a fun person. So the Dutch National Antiquities Museum in Leiden has been excavating in the area since 1975 and has in the past worked together with the Egypt Exploration Society of London, and they are currently partnered up with the Museo Egizio in Turin. I have done a short museum tour of the National Antiquities Museum in Leiden in the past. I will also put this as a card in the upper right corner for you to watch. They have a wonderful collection that's either being gifted to them by the Egyptian authorities or it's on loan. So for everyone leaving comments that it's all stolen stuff, no. It is not. They're a good museum. They have great relations with both the Egyptian authorities and Egyptian archaeologists and historians, and they work closely together with them. So, what do you think of this latest discovery? Are you excited, just as excited as me, to see what else Saqqara will reveal to us in the future? What more lays there covered under the sand? Let me know in the comments down below. And well, yeah, this was the end of the video. If you enjoyed watching, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more of these kind of videos, and click that bell icon if you want to be notified whenever I upload, you know? Because that's going to be fun. If you haven't seen my previous videos yet, then click the card in the upper right corner, or click one of the links in the description down below, or click a video in the end card. Whatever floats your boat. I would like to say a massive thank you to all my patrons and my channel members. Thank you so much for supporting me. I cannot stress this enough, but I am eternally grateful for all that you guys do for me. It's taking away a lot of stress. I have my driving exam in less than a week. I think I'm fully prepared. Cannot be certain. I'm stressed out. And I'll be alone at home for 2 weeks because the boyfriend has to go off to the other side of the world for his job, which is never fun. So yeah, pull me through these next few weeks. Thanks. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Next week. Bye, guys.